feel today? Ask yourself this question.
What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! And let's go to the house! And let's go to the house!
When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it.
It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We ready? And let's go to the house. And let's go to the house.
We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yap. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin strap. It's embarrassing. Yap. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's too much crying from them. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. Don't cry when you step on the field, man. That's war out there. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world.
What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We ready? And let's go to the house. And let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
All right. Hey, what's going on? I'm AJ Jones. It is another episode of Talk Your Team Tuesday right here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. Glad to be back with you. And I mean, I'm hitting in here quickly, getting out of here quickly. CJ, what it do, baby? Donna Coleman-Holman, where were you, Donna? It looked like you were out of the country somewhere. I was checking you out on Instagram. Where were you? So anyway, glad to be back. Hey, man, it is NBA draft week. Draft is Thursday, 7:30-ish Houston time, 7 o'clock Houston time. And the Rockets hold the number 4 pick. But, man, let me tell you, there are going to be some interesting things to happen as there are several big-name players that could be packaged with some of these draft picks and moved. So, listen, I'm going to be keeping my eye on it. I'm probably about as excited about this NBA draft as I've ever been, because you could see Zion Williamson get moved. You could see Dame Dollar get moved from Portland. Man, there are some moves to be made. So, Zach LaVine could be moved from Chicago. So there are going to be some interesting moves to be made. I think the first couple of picks in the draft are locked. You can look at all the mock drafts, and I'm not saying the orders are going to be locked other than number one. I think Victor Wembanyama is going to the San Antonio Spurs. You know, they got a history with bigs. With the number 1 pick, it's worked out well for them. I don't think he's going to have the same impact immediately that Tim Duncan had when he came out of Wake Forest and joined up with the Admiral. They immediately became a playoff team for the ages. I don't know if Victor Wembanyama is going to have that same kind of impact. I don't know if San Antonio really has the core players that they had back then. So let's temper the expectation for this young man coming in and having that immediate impact that Tim Duncan had when he came in, again, out of Wake Forest. Brandon Miller, I don't know if he'll go number 2, probably will be going to the Charlotte Hornets, who are now going to be majority owned by someone else as the only Black owner of a professional major sports franchise, has agreed to sell it for roughly about $3 billion. Now, check this out. I'm not mad at Michael. I'm not. I wish he would have kept the team. We need more owners, not less. But he bought the franchise for about $275 million, the majority stake, for about $275 million. He's about to sell it for somewhere between $3 and $4 billion. Yeah, man, I ain't mad at Mike. I'm with you on that all day long. Get your paper. He still will have a minority ownership in the franchise, but again, now 0 black owners of any of the major sports teams in any of the major sports. And for me, major is NFL, NBA, MLB, and I'll throw NHL in there. So again, they more than likely will get Brandon Miller. But if Miller doesn't go second, there's a good possibility that Scoot Henderson can go at number 2. And then Amen Thompson is mock drafts are saying he's going to the Rockets at 4. Here's my thing. 2, 3, and 4. I think the names are locked. I don't know if the positions are locked. I think that Charlotte might be looking at one of those other players. And if Brandon Miller falls down to number 3, Portland's going to take him. If he falls past number 3, the Rockets will take him. Portland probably going to go with the point guard because they possibly could be losing Damian Lillard, Dame Dollar. And if you don't know that a couple of teams are trying to find some kind of package to get Dame Dollar out of Portland and on their team, namely the Miami Heat. They missed out on Bradley Beal, who is now a member of the Phoenix Suns. I don't think they're, craving Chris Paul. He's in Washington for right now. Chris Paul might get moved again. Might end up in LA with the Clippers or the Lakers. The Lakers are in the market for a scoring, facilitating, defensive-minded point guard. And again, there are a few of them out there. So there are a few. Fred VanVleet is another name that you want to keep an eye on between now and draft day. So we'll see. Donna Coleman-Holman asked a very good question. Isn't Dame Dollar wanting to be loyal to Port? He is. But, you can still be loyal and have a chance to win a chip somewhere else and be paid handsomely for it. And I think somebody's going to make Dame Dollar an offer that he nor Portland can refuse. Portland may tear it down and try and rebuild the whole thing over again. That's why they're looking at a Scoot Henderson to come in and kind of fill that void. Remember, it used to be McCallum and Lillard. McCallum's been gone for a couple of seasons now. The last piece is Dame Dollar. And Chauncey Billups would be a great mentor coach for a Scoot Henderson coming in. So we'll see. That's why I said it's all very fluid. It's all very, question marks, scenarios. We'll see. Thursday is going to be very interesting. I got to take a break. When I come back, I want to ask you about the new makeup of a couple of teams. Have we gotten away from the big 3 and think that the big 2 can win championships, or did Phoenix just turn back the clock? We'll talk about that when we come back right after this on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV.
Discouragement, sorrow, distance. Your arguments cause damage to your family. The hurt leads to divorce. You feel like there is nowhere else to turn. But there is hope for you. That's where we come into play. There is an overcomer that lives inside of you. One ready to take on the world as you leap for joy, living in victory. You'll grow to love yourself and others. There's life after divorce, and you can claim it today. Get Over Divorce, where your new story begins here every Thursday on YouTube and Spreaker. Felicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central.
Oh,
Dang.
hey, coach. I'm ready to be worked.
You the trainer?
All right, Cinematic Fair coming up July 15th. Get your tickets because it has sold out every year that we've done it. Every year that we've done it. This is the third year. Sold out last year, sold out the year before that. People waited till the last minute, get your ticket. If you're going to be in Houston, you come into Houston that weekend, get you a ticket, come hang out at the Cinematic Affair. I'm telling you, it's going to be great. I'm not acting in it this year, but I'm supporting it every year. And I'm telling you, we had Shakobi, we had Felicia, we had Malcolm on the show. And man, let me tell you, they have put in some work. They have put in some work. So again, Cinematic Affair, July 15th. Get your tickets, all right? All right, back on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV, and talking a little bit about the upcoming NBA draft. Going to be Thursday night. Thursday night, again, the draft order. Let me give you the exact draft order. Give you the exact draft order without any moves. Spurs, of course, pick 1. Hornets, number 2. Portland 3, Rockets 4, then Detroit basketball at number 5. Number 6 will be Orlando. Number 7, Indiana Pacers. Number 8, Washington. Number 9, Utah. Number 10, the Dallas Mavericks. 11, Orlando. 12, you got Oklahoma City. 13, Toronto. 14, New Orleans. 15, the Atlanta Hawks. Then you got Utah at 16, Lakers at 17. 18 is the Miami Heat, 19 Golden State, 20 Rockets again, 21 is Brooklyn, 22 is Brooklyn, 23 Portland, 24 Sacramento, 25 Memphis, 26 Indiana again, 27 Charlotte again, 28 Utah again, 29 Indiana, and 30 are the Clippers. 30 are the Clippers. So that's the draft order for Thursday, barring any trades, barring anything unforeseen. Now, I asked the question before the break, whether or not we've kind of made the shift or the transition to teams now trying to build a big 2. Because if you look at Denver, who just won the chip, they had a big 2. They didn't have a big 3. You would have to go, Jamal Murray, Joker, and then they had guys that stepped up on any given night to fill in that void. So big twos. When Milwaukee won it, they have a big 3. They kind of had a big 1 and, on any given night, a number 2. Lakers, when they won it, Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Boston, Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Phoenix just kind of put together a big 3. Phoenix got Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and now Bradley Beal And is that going to be the new shift again to try and get that third star-like player and try and go that route again? I thought we were going to see this big two model for a while, but I think that big three that Phoenix put together, and given the success that they've had in the recent past, that might make other teams feel like they've got to get a solid number three. So now all of a sudden it makes it bigger that Draymond Green opted out of his player option for this year, going to explore free agency, because again, you got Steph, you got Clay, and you could possibly be without Draymond, who would complete that big three. Now, mind you, Andrew Wiggins almost gives them a big four, almost. But Draymond, Steph, and Clay is a big deal versus Steph, Clay, and Wiggins. Y'all will be surprised at how different Golden State will look, the success that they will have, minus Draymond Green. As Draymond Green goes, so that organization goes. Steph and Clay can do what they can do because of Draymond. Wiggins, because of Draymond. So we'll see. Donna asked another good question. Donna said, is Kyrie Irving going to play with LeBron? Here's what I'm going to step out on a limb and say. One of these 2 point guards is going to be in LA with the Lakers. It'll be either Kyrie Irving or Fred VanVleet. I don't see them getting Dame Dollar. I don't see them getting another point guard that's out there. I don't really see them bringing in Chris Paul. So it's either going to be Kyrie to me or it'll be Fred VanVleet. I'm leaning more towards VanVleet than I am to Kyrie. Kyrie's going to have to want to go to LA to play with the Lakers, or he might as well just stay in Dallas and him and Luka be the big two there. See what I'm saying? So, again, the West has got to realize Denver is for real. All the whole, hey, don't worry about Denver, don't worry about bull that. Worry about Denver. You're going to have to match up with Denver, and you cannot teach size. There is nobody in the West, including DeAndre Ayton, that can match up with the Joker night in and night out and can pull off a best of 7. That's what it's all about. It's not the 82 game regular season. It's the best of 7 in each and every round of the playoffs. Yeah, Donna, that's what I think. I think Fred VanVleet will be the point guard in LA. That's me. Again, I may be wrong, and I don't mind admitting it if I am, but that's what I'm thinking. And then if you look at the East, yes, Miami was the top team at the end when everything was standing, but the East still goes through Boston. The East still goes through Milwaukee. And both of those teams have to tweak something. Boston can't just run it back with what they did this past season, and Milwaukee definitely can't just run it back with what they did. So it's going to be very interesting. I kind of feel like you got to find a way to build it with a big 2. You can't get to a big 3 without first getting to a big 2. And if you're a team that's up and coming, you got to have a big 2. You got to at least have a big 2. And let me tell you something. Jimmy Butler needs some perimeter shooting. He needs some guys who can benefit from him putting pressure in the middle, driving the lane, and being able to either get his shot, get fouled, or kick out and make them pay from 3. And he did not have that without Tyler Hero. And you cannot just depend on Tyler Hero. You can't depend on Matt Strus. You can't depend on Duncan Robinson. You got to have guys who can knock it down. And that's why they really missed out. They really missed out on Bradley Beal. But it ain't over. If they can get Dame Dollar, Dame can hit from the parking lot. Dame can hit from the parking lot with a hand in his face. And Dame does not have to have the pressure of everything being on him like it has been for the last several years, which is why they have, shut him down, throughout the last couple of seasons. So All right, one more break, and then I got to come back and wrap this thing up right here on the lunch break. If you got comments or something you want to get in, 832-403-5005. Best to text me, and I'll read your text on the line or post it right here on whatever social media platform you got. Again, it's the lunch break powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of these folks right here, BS3 TV.
What do you get when you watch or listen to the Life Happens podcast? Well, I'll let them tell you.
Kim and I are both ministers of the gospel, and Life Happens podcast is a beautiful balance by simply taking our spirituality with real life and merging it together to create a beautiful balance. And that's what we do.
BS3 Network proudly presents Life Happens podcast, where Christianity and life intersect. Live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. There's a 100% chance of a laugh thunderstorm. 4 men with different viewpoints take a movie, show, or documentary and review it uncensored, unfiltered, uncompromised, with no holds barred. Join BS3, Wilkes, King Doc, and H-Rap B as they take on Hollywood their own way. BS3 Network proudly presents The Forecast, where H-Rap B always predicts,
if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
No, we have to go. There is something in the house.
Man, oh man, oh man. I cannot wait to see that one. That one has me on the end of my seat when I just watched the trailer, the last vlog, which is a stretch for my brother, Malcolm D. Wayne Carter. So y'all be sure to check it out, man. Seriously. Donna Coleman-Holman, CJ, let's go to the cinematic affair. Y'all, let's hit it up July 15th. Let's go as a group. Keith Hennick, what you doing on July 15th, man? Let's go hang out at the cinematic affair. Let's go do it. All right. Again, man, get your tickets because that thing will sell out. I promise you it will sell out. So get your tickets. All right, we're back. About to wrap it up here on the lunch break, powered by JM&E, streaming live on Roku TV, courtesy of BS3 TV. Let me do this. I want to be early. I want to give you the top 8 in the East and the West for the NBA pre-draft. I'm going for the West. I'm going Denver, number 1. I'm getting ready to surprise y'all. Because everybody's talking about the Suns. Everybody's talking about the Lakers. Everybody's talking about Golden State. Denver, number 1. Sacramento, number 2. Number 3, I don't know about Phoenix just yet, but I do know about the LA Lakers. So number 3, I'm going Lakers. So again, Denver, Sacramento, Lakers, Warriors, Clippers, Suns, Grizzlies, and then my surprise team at number 8, man, oh man, oh man. That's where I think Dallas is going to slip back in there. Being the top 8. All right. So let me go to the East. Number 1, I'm going Boston. Number 2, I'm going Milwaukee. Number 3, Miami. Number 4, Cleveland. Number 5, Philly. Number 6, Knicks. Number 7, Brooklyn. And number 8, I'm going with the Atlanta Hawks. I'm going with the Atlanta Hawks. Going with the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, that's what I got. Yeah, Willie. You know what I'm saying? Folks, I'm just saying what I'm saying. They get one of them cats. They get one of the cats. They either get Kyrie Irving, Fred VanVleet. Mark it down. Mark it down. Mark it down. Mark it down. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Grizzlies number 7. Grizzlies number 7. Team is going through stuff emotionally, mentally, and their makeup is going to be a little different. Yeah, I got them down. I got them top 8. I just don't have them number 2 or 3. And watch Sacramento, because I'm going to tell you, a lot of folks don't want to hear this before I go, but let me go ahead and bless you real quick with a revelation. Mike Brown can coach. Mike Brown did what nobody else has been able to do in Sacramento since decades. Mike Brown can coach. Sacramento's going to be in that number 2 spot. Watch. Watch. Oh, man said, do you think Duncan Robinson's parents are Spurs fans? And maybe that's a Keith Hennick question. And let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. Duncan Robinson under, Pop, whatever jitters and heebie-jeebies he got, yips he got in Miami, that stuff will get worked out in San Antonio. I'm just saying. Duncan Robinson to San Antonio, yeah, buckets. Buckets. But, man, Mike Brown gave your boy in Golden State all he could handle. And I'm telling you, that left a bad taste in his mouth, those players' mouths. Watch what I say. Watch what I say. Now, I ain't saying that they're going to be in the Western Conference Finals. I'm saying they'll be the number 2 team in the regular season at the end of the regular season. Yeah, I'm going there. All right, listen. I got to do the same thing for the NFL. I'll do the same thing for the NFL tomorrow on Winning Wednesday, but I'm about to ride on up out of here today. So, again, I said my piece. Again, Cleveland's going to be a team to watch. Cleveland's going to be a team to watch. Everybody's going to be watching Denver. Everybody's going to be watching the Lakers. Everybody's going to be watching, some of those other teams. But a couple teams that I tell you that you need to watch: Sacramento in the West, Cleveland in the East. Just saying. And give Monty Williams 3 seasons in Detroit and watch what happens. Give Monty 3 in season 2 in Detroit. Watch what happens. Give Ime Udoka 2 in Houston and watch what happens, because now I'm starting to hear that James Harden is going to stay in Philly, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That is a good thing. Bringing James back with this young group would not have been good. I'm glad they didn't do that to Udoka. I hope they don't do that to Udoka. Give him 2 seasons. Watch what happens with those Rockets. All right, so again, tomorrow, Winning Wednesday, I'll be back. Let me give you my picks for the divisions in the NFL. Tell you how you can win $500 cash with the Lunch Break Weekly Keeping Up with the Joneses Pick'em Challenge. If you want in, it's free to participate. I'll tell you all about that tomorrow. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I truly do love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Big shout out to my frat. Was hanging out with the Galveston alumni chapter this past Sunday night for a Juneteenth celebration with the Divine Nine, and the Noops down there are doing a great job. Big shout out to the Lambda Omicron chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi at University of New Orleans. We'll be celebrating 40 years coming up, and I will be a part of those celebrations. So as always, again, y'all stay safe, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Be sure to tune in for Winning Wednesday right here on the Lunch Break, powered by JM&E.
Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today is Tuesday, June 20th, 2023. Number 1. United States reported 311 mass shootings in 2023 as of Monday morning, with 9 people killed this weekend, according to the Gun Violence Archive. A mass shooting defined by the Gun Violence Archive is 4 or more people shot, not including the shooter. Shootings took place all over the country, from Washington State to Washington, D.C. Mass shootings and deaths were reported in California, from San Francisco to San Diego, to Philadelphia, Baltimore, the nation's capital, and Middle America, including Chicago and St. Louis. Number 2. It's never too late to give dads their due, even a couple of days after Father's Day. Many of us know that Black fathers carry a harmful stigma of not being involved in their children's lives. Yet, according to an older U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention statistics report, Black dads are more likely to play, dress, and share a meal with their children. As Sean Williams, founder of Dad Gang, pointed out, Black fathers are here. We're amazing. We're taking care of our kids. We're intentional. Contrary to the narrative that Black dads aren't around, affected our community in so many negative ways. Not anymore. Number 3. A recent study showed that over 6 million people 65 and older with COVID-19 had a higher risk of being diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease within the year. They showed that COVID-19 did not cause the condition, but could cause inflammation that might exacerbate changes in the brain. Unfortunately, other viruses can cause similar inflammation. COVID is just another potential risk factor. This is another reason why vaccination is essential, not just against COVID. Number 4. Andrew Dixon, a Black firefighter in Tampa, Florida, and another Black firefighter on his shift at Station 13, found a monkey hanging from the station ceiling in February. After an investigation where those involved said the monkey was a tribute to Busch Gardens, which is next door to the station, Dixon found a picture of himself with the word monkey on his forehead in his locker. Dixon said his story is not the first one like this, but he hopes that speaking out will help address what he sees as a deep-rooted issue within the department. Number 5. Our celebrity CPA, Katrina M. Kraft, tells us how to pay your tax bill. Some of the tips include transferring money directly from your bank account or credit debit cards. The What You Need to Know newsletter has the full list of ways to pay back your IRS bill. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. Oof. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, the American Heart Association and Black Health Matters. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
My name is James Jr., and I won $500 at the lunch money for the Keeping Up with the Joneses Bracket Challenge.
Oh, dang. Hey, coach. I'm ready to be worked.
You the trainer?
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.